Watch this carefully. A man raises what looks like a gun. Officers fire within seconds. But here what changes everything. That weapon wasn't real. So why is this still considered a justified shooting? To answer that, you have to see this moment. The way the officers saw it. Not the way we see it now. Phoenix, Arizona, May 2024. Police respond to a domestic disturbance call. But there's one detail in the dispatch that matters more than anything else. The caller says there may be a weapon involved. And in law enforcement, maybe doesn't mean uncertainty. It means prepare for the worst. Before officers even reach the house, their entire approach has already changed. This isn't a routine call anymore. It's a potential deadly force encounter. They're trained to keep distance, look for cover, treat every movement as a possible threat. Because in situations like this, hesitation can get you killed. So when you see what happens next, understand this. The tension didn't start at the front door. It started with the call. The first officer rounds the corner of the house. And immediately, there's a problem. A man is already outside. He's packing. Agitated, unpredictable. And in his right hand, he's holding something. The officer reacts instantly. Show me your hands. This is the first critical moment. From here on, everything is judged under a legal standard known as Graham v. Garner, which means this entire encounter will be evaluated based on one question. What would a reasonable officer do? In that exact moment. Not with hindsight. Not with slow motion replay. But right there under pressure. The man doesn't comply. He keeps moving. His hand begins to rise. A second officer takes position behind a vehicle. That's not just positioning. That's a decision. Because there's a difference between hiding and protecting yourself from bullets. And right now, they're preparing for the worst. Commands are repeated. Drop it. No response. No compliance. Just movement. And rising tension. At this point, the situation is seconds away from changing completely. And then, the man raises the object and points it directly at officers. This is the moment everything changes. Because from the officer's perspective, this looks like a firearm. There's no time to analyze it. No time to question it. No time to hesitate. Under another key ruling, Tennessee v. Garner, officers are authorized to use deadly force if they reasonably believe they're facing an imminent threat of death or serious injury. And in this moment, that threshold is met. But here's the part most people don't realize. After the shooting, investigators confirm the weapon was a replica. Not real, visually convincing, indistinguishable under stress. And legally, that distinction doesn't change what officers were allowed to do. Because the law doesn't judge the threat based on what it was. It judges it based on what it appeared to be. Within seconds of the weapon being raised, officers fire. The man goes down. And instantly, the situation shifts again. From threat to aftermath. Officers call for medical assistance. They approach carefully. One secures the scene. And pay close attention to this detail. They do not touch the weapon. They don't move it. They don't interfere with it. Because they understand something critical. This is now a crime scene. Every action from this point forward will be reviewed, analyzed, and questioned. Incidents like this don't end on scene. They go through a full internal investigation. Every second of Bodycam footage is reviewed. Every command is analyzed. Every decision is measured. Investigators break it down step by step. Did officers identify themselves? Were commands clearly given? Was there compliance? Was there a perceived deadly threat? And most importantly, was the use of force reasonable? Given the circumstances, even when a shooting is legally justified, that doesn't mean the questions stop. Because this footage forces us to confront something uncomfortable. If a fake weapon looks real, how is anyone supposed to tell the difference? In a fraction of a second, could distance have changed the outcome? Was there any moment, no matter how small, where this could have ended differently? These are not simple questions. They are the same ones asked by investigators, attorneys, and use of force experts. Because cases like this don't just determine outcomes, they shape how future encounters are handled. This wasn't just a shooting. It was a split-second decision, made under extreme uncertainty. The weapon wasn't real, but in that moment, the threat was. And that distinction is what this entire case comes down to. If you want to understand how these decisions are judged, not just emotionally but legally, subscribe to Incident Uncovered and turn on notification. Because the next case challenges something even bigger.